have the package. There's no way he's gonna get a hold of this thing. I can assure you. Hey, show me what's in the case.
So clear, I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here, the sound of deafening fear. You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side, you would never see me coming. You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side, you would never see me coming. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel, I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks, I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place. You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble, K-N-I-F-E, right in your side, you would never see me coming. You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble,
Nice work, my silent friend. You thought you could keep this from me, didn't you? You have something that I wanted. Take everything. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, I get it. That was probably a little more dramatic than it needed to be, but I am very excited about this car.
We interrupt this program so I can let you know that I got a cold right as we were filming this, so I do get a little rambly and you can hear the energy drain out of my voice. I'm sorry about that, but I am doing my best right now and I am pretty much fully recovered. So next video you see, I will be back to 100%. Anyway, back to the show.
This is my brand new, to me, 2006 Subaru Impreza 2.5i. This is not an STI. This isn't even a WRX, as some of you might have noted with the hood scoop missing already. It, however, does have the rear wing. It did come with an STI key, and although we are about 90% sure it's fake, we do have an STI genome, or at least the Axleback section of it. So that's neat. So you're probably thinking, oh, he's really lost his mind now. Alex, what are you doing with an Impreza 2.5i? Of all the cars you could have bought, why this one? Well, this is a 2006 2.5i Hawkeye, the car that I love. Probably one of my favorite Subarus of all times. And getting a WRX from this year is almost impossible for anything less than $7,000 to $10,000. So I decided to go step down to the naturally aspirated class because what I intend to do with this car, I don't really need the power. The plans currently, and these are not fixed yet, is to turn this into a track day car for autocross or for Track Nights of America so that I can build my skills. My GTI is a great car and I would love to take it on track, but currently getting parts for that car is next to impossible. It took me a month to get a headlight when I hit a deer. I've already found parts for this car. Right in front of it is new tail lights, new interior pieces, and a couple of other things, including a 2.5 RS wing off of an older car that I'm going to replace the STI wing with because I'm not a huge fan of it at the moment, as it has completely destroyed that rear hatch. The other thing is, and the reason I'm not going to go drive it, also because there isn't a battery in it, the gearbox in this car, the 5-speed manual, is now a 4-speed manual, or more specifically a 1-speed manual, because it is stuck in 4th because we're pretty sure the shift fork snapped. Which isn't a problem. I have another one right behind the car, and the next video you see of this car will either be me de-ricing the interior, because all of the pieces in here have some type of vinyl on them that is horrid, or you'll see me pulling the engine because I have bought a gasket kit to fix the Subaru head gasket meme. And at the same time, we're going to swap the gearbox and get this thing running. My plans for this car is to do a budget track build to try to help people who might want to do that, because I know there are people out there who can't afford to do very expensive track cars. And also just to show you what the maintenance on these cars is like, because my friend group has a bunch of Subarus. As you've seen in last week's video with the WRX headlight restoration, these cars are quite common. And I know a lot of people would like to be able to take their car on track. So plans for this car is to pull the engine, to do gasketing and everything, and to swap in the gearbox I have sitting behind the car. As well as possibly doing some other mods while I'm at it, like coilovers, that kind of stuff. There isn't a lot I want to do before the first snowstorm this year, because I want to have something all-wheel drive I can play with a little bit, maybe shoot some more cinematic stuff with. But once spring rolls around, it's going to be an autocross car and probably some Track Nights of America. We'll get some videos on what that's like, and possibly give some of my friends the opportunity to do it because they don't want to do it in their cars. Because, as I said, doing autocross is very stressful in cars. Now, the reason I chose this chassis over the thousands of other chassis that are on the market right now is because this one is relatively rust-free. If you know these cars very well, you'll know that they like to just rot back into the ground. Back here on the quarter panel, they like to rust around the wheel arches, and this one does have a little tiny amount right on the back above the bumper that the previous owner did fix. It has some on the other side too, and there's a little tiny bit starting to form at the bottom of the wheel arch over here. The pinch welds on the bottom of the car underneath are not perfect, but surface rust at best, shouldn't be a problem. And the underbelly of the car is completely clean. Finding a car in this state in Pennsylvania, which is where I live, is impossible. So I was very happy to get a hold of this car. Now, for future plans, I do intend to find a salvage WRX and swap the engine and transmission in. If it's an STI, if it's not, I'll just do the engine. Or, and this is probably the one that will have to happen way down the line when I have more resources and space, I intend to do a EZ30 flat 6 swap into this car. But as I said, that is way down the list. So now let's get into what I plan to do for modding. First things first, we need to get the maintenance done. And this is something I've heard other YouTubers talk about before, that you really should do maintenance before you do modding. That rear deck lid needs replaced. I have a wing I'm going to put on the car to get rid of the STI wing for now. If I can find a better one, I might stick it back on, because those, even on these cars, do have a lot of benefit of downforce. The other thing I want to do is coilovers, wheels, and tires. I have 2004, 2005 rear taillights I'm going to put on the car, although I do need a wiring harness. But otherwise, it's going to be a fun project. I hope you stick around for it, because I'm very excited. This car really does need some love, and I'm really glad that I saved it before it ended up going to a junkyard, because I have a feeling that's probably where it would have ended up, or being parted out. And if it keeps testing me, it might still get parted out. But that's going to wrap up for today. If I think of anything else, I'll sprinkle it in here in captions, but I think I did a pretty good job of covering everything. The car is actually in very good shape. So that's going to end this for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like that bit in the beginning, please let me know. That was a lot of fun to shoot. I know it probably wasn't the greatest you've ever seen on YouTube, but we are still new to this. If you like that, stick around. We're going to try to do it more often. Thank you to Evan, Scott, Ryan, Molly, and Carly for coming out and helping me and being so supportive of all that. And thank you to all of you for supporting me so far. The few of you that have subscribed have made me very happy. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're new here, welcome. We're going to be doing a lot more of this. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. And as always, peace out.